Elise Barker, and I work for continuing education, teaching classes like Hogwarts, Summer Camp of Witchcraft and Wizardry, and other literary themed classes. I work for ISU's English and Philosophy Department as an adjunct instructor of English. I teach 1101 and 1102, and sometimes I get lucky to teach a lit class too. For continuing ed, I've gotten the opportunity to do Hogwarts. I've taught some life and literature classes in which I have done lectures with a slideshow showing the life of certain famous authors like Mark Twain or Jane Austen or the Bronte sisters, and then talked about how their biography and their literature sort of overlap with each other. And then I show film clips, and that was a really fun series to work on. But really my pet project is the Hogwarts Summer Camp of Witchcraft and Wizardry. So Hogwarts Summer Camp of Witchcraft and Wizardry is meant for tweens and teens. It matches the age group of the kids that were actually in the Hogwarts class from the books. And so you get to see little Harry Potter aged children from like his first year in Hogwarts all the way up into his last year. And it's really cool to see them interacting in the way that they would have in the books that J.K. Rowling wrote. So we do a lot of activities, potions, which is really memorable, where they actually get to drink concoctions that have ingredients that come from the books. It doesn't really turn them into another person, but they pretend, and it's a lot of fun. We did a Polar Express themed class, which ended up being mostly like a party, just a big bash party. And there were lots of events, lots of activities that we used for that. Some of the activities would have been like, we did a snowman, knock down the snowman. They were like, we stacked 3 snowmen on top of each other, and then they had a little white puff ball. And you tried to throw it hard enough to get the snowman to knock down. And then at the end, the kids had to do a Christmas-themed obstacle course to earn their opportunity to meet Santa. So we had them jumping through Christmas wreaths and walking with a balloon between their legs, and we called that a penguin waddle. The theme of my class is a quote from Dumbledore where he says, "Of course it's all happening in your head, Harry. Why should that mean that it isn't real?" So I force these tweens and teens, these super cool kids that are really trying to play it cool, I force them to pretend. I force them to act silly. I force them to, really get into the playful aspect of it. And the first day we do a sorting hat ceremony where they get sorted into their houses. And in the movie and the books, there's this hat that talks to them and tells you which house that you get sorted into: Ravenclaw, Gryffindor, Slytherin, and Hufflepuff. And we don't really have a talking hat, so I asked them to pretend. And so you have these teenagers who are like whispering to this piece of felt hat, and they're into it and they believe, and it's so darn cool. I'm getting teary-eyed thinking about it. Like, kids at that age need to have the opportunity to be playful like that, and they go for it, and it's cool. I get a lot of different types of reactions. Some people say, well, what's educational about that? And I have a lot of ways to answer that. It depends on the person a lot of times. But so that's one of the reactions, kind of skeptical, pushing back against, well, what's the point in dressing up like that? And the way that I answer that is I often will say, I get children to engage with literature, these tweens to engage with literature in a very hands-on way. They get very passionate about it. I also help them. I sneak in all kinds of types of literary analysis while we're playing like that. We talk about character development. We talk about ethics. We talk about those Hogwarts houses that I mentioned before. It would be really easy and reductive to have say, well, you're a Hufflepuff and therefore you should act in this way. And we always have a conversation about how those classifications are super limiting. And so if you want to act if you're a Hufflepuff and you want to act like a Gryffindor right now, then you go for it. And then I also, on the flip side, have people who are super enthusiastic and like, wow, That's incredible. I have friends that are asking for pictures on Facebook. I have the English department. One of the people said that the College of Arts and Letters, they want to get involved in it next year. They want to help sponsor summer camps. So there's a lot of enthusiasm too. Sometimes it kind of fizzles out and I can't like harness that energy. I'm not sure how to, but generally it's very well received, and people say things like, oh, those kids have like an experience that, so many kids can only dream of.